Hello and welcome to USA. My name is Justin and I'm the owner of Team 53. I've partnered with Coach Dave Academy and Impel Motorsports to bring you this week's Learn to Drive video for the late model stocks at USA as part of iRacing's 2025 Season 2 Week 10 official series. If you guys can, make sure you give us a like and a subscribe. Maybe I can get a little better hangout other than being down here in the cave like I am for pretty much every video. Quick kind of update here. Week 10 is kind of the start of our final quarter of the season for iRacing. So if you guys are looking for new short track setups, it's a great time to get a start on the season. Maybe you've been curious about our ARCA telemetry, our truck telemetry, and you just want to peek in. We're offering, if you join our Discord, $20 for the remainder of the season. And then that $20, if you stay on, will get applied to next season. So if you just would owe like another $30 for the full season next season if you decide to join on. So it's kind of a nice little special we have. Again, join our Discord. It's linked in the description below. Only available through there. Otherwise, you can head over to team53racing.com and you can sign up for a full season there if you want to join us for season 3. USA, it's a track that's it's on the schedule pretty much every year. It's a staple on iRacing, and it's really a track that I feel like is really difficult to learn to run well. It's really easy to run fast here. It's really hard to run well here, and there is a difference. So fast laps, hot lap heroes, good qualifying time, but then running well in the race is kind of a little bit of a different art that I feel like a lot of people struggle with. And that's something that we're going to talk about today, and we're going to see what we can work on here. So first, let's go out and let's run fast. So it's going to be a lap 1 qualifying if you're on the Team 53 custom setup. We're going to come out of the pits here in tire heat, gas, brake, swerve, left, right, like we always do. Just kind of our regular routine at this point. I'll brake swerve all the way to the blue line, and then I'll kind of get up to speed. We'll go up here in 3 and 4, and we'll go high, and we'll get a nice run coming off the corner here. And we'll get a huge head of steam going down this front stretch. Now, in my room here, I've got a 17 mile an hour northeast wind, which means I'm getting a heck of a tailwind down the front stretch, but then down the back stretch, it's all a headwind. So my lap times for qualifying, I think, were definitely impeded by the headwind as much as they were helped out by the tailwind going into 1. So you'll notice here as we go across the start finish line, we talk about this a lot, making use of the entire track. So I'm about 1.5 squares off of the wall here. When I'm sitting in the cockpit, you can see here that the dashed lines here on the track are just below this second rivet mark. Not really, super far down, not really any higher up, but just below the second rivet mark is kind of going to be your barometer. Now, if you have a different FOV than I do, it's going to look a little different for you, and that's where Team 53 members, you have access to my qualifying and race replays. You guys can load those up within iRacing, sit in the cockpit view, and it's going to be the exact same FOV. So if you're really struggling, it's a great tool to use. In addition to Garage 61, which will show you your topical layout of where you're at on the track. So we go down here, down the front stretch, and we are humming along. Car's going to start to chip out, and you can see we're really not gaining much more speed, about 120, 121 miles an hour. We're going to start to turn in right about this point here on the track. So you kind of see this last dash line goes away, and that's where I really start to think about my turn 1 entry. Steering wheel starts to turn. We're going to lift as we're going past that stoplight. I lose vision of the stoplight behind my mirror here. And that's what tells me that I need to start to get ready for turn 1. So you can see here, far chase, right at that stoplight on the track. So when you're sitting in the car, it feels like you've already gone past it. When you're looking outside the car, you're just before that stoplight. So nice little brake drag. You'll notice as I'm going into the corner and I'm braking, I'm straightening out my steering wheel, right? This car does not like to be turned in on an angle. A little bit wider arc in here for qualifying than what we would normally see for race. And you can see this car is in a tremendous amount of yaw. This right rear hung out like a dirt late model almost. If you're underneath me here, you can almost read that left side, left rear decal for Impel Motorsports, which, by the way, is a great place to grab upgraded sim racing gear if you're looking for it. They've got Moza stuff and next level sim rigs. So you can see here as we go through the center of the corner, Nice little brake drag here right around these dash lines. So when you're in the cockpit, that is going to look like this. So you go around the corner, you see those dash lines go over us, and just as we start to go over them, that's when I start to fire up. So it kind of looks the same from outside the car. Solid drive off the car, use that left front tire along this yellow line to hook and drive us up off. We go down the backstretch and we get progressively closer to the wall. When this wall opens up here for turn 3, this is kind of my approach to know turn 3 is coming. So I start thinking about getting the car turned in, about my braking point, about my lift point, just feeling out the car. So we go down here through the backstretch. We get to where this light is, and we're going to turn in at the light, and then we're going to brake here at this last set of dashes. So let's go inside the car and show you what that looks like. We go cockpit. You see us here turning in as I'm coming up to the light, and then braking as I'm going over those. So I kind of see that last little bit there, and then I brake in. Again, lift, brake, just enough to set the nose and really get this car wound down. Your goal again is to get this car into this corner, and then you see this lighter part of the track here. That's really where you want to get that left front into. Both ends of the track, get that left front into this light gray area, and that's going to give you a tremendous amount of grip. Again, right as we get to the set of dash lines, that's where we're going to start to throttle up, and we're just going to get ourselves a nice drive off the corner, fairly stable, and we run an 803. It's definitely got a 7 in it. The other component too is that I am still working with my clutch pedal. This next week it's going to be my goal to get everything switched over. We'll see if it happens or not. But let's go back through the cockpit here and we'll show you again. There you go, 803. So there is a good Q lap for you guys. Lap 2 doesn't really matter. It was lap 1 was our money lap. Race trim. You're carrying a lot more fuel. By my iRacing fuel calculator, it tells me I have about 78 laps worth of fuel for race trim with what we have in the car. So that'll be something that you guys just don't play any games on grid. Don't sit there and rev your engine. Don't be chipping out under pacing. Just run it in fourth gear until you get the one to go, and then when you get the one to go, drop it down to second and call it a day. But before we get going on the race stuff, you guys will notice there's a new logo. It's right over my head right now. Overdrive Racing Oils and Lubricants. They are an AMSOIL dealership. If you are looking for oil, whether it's for your race car or your passenger car, there's a link in the description to their AMSOIL page where if you click on that link, they get credit for the sale. So make sure you guys are helping them out. It does a ton to help us out because we get paid every time they get paid. So that'll be a big help for everyone at Team 53. So race trim wise, the laps are going to look pretty similar. Now I will say that this is probably not a track, especially with it being 3/4 of a mile, where you want to run full tilt for all of it. I can tell you from past experience, maybe run hard for about 3-4 laps after a restart and then dial it back and just kind of dive in. Um, these cars here, you're just going to burn off those right side tires. And if you've got no right side tires left, you really don't have anything. And that's really, really difficult on everyone involved. So just kind of watch that and make sure that you're not burning those right sides off. Good way to know if you're burning those right sides off, right? When you go into the corner, if you feel this nose pushing and really being struggling to turn, it means your car's tight and you're going to burn off your right front. On corner exit, if you feel this right rear, if you feel the rear end sliding a lot and you can kind of hear it and you can feel it wanting to step out, you're probably going to burn your right rear off. First couple laps on this set, I will be honest, are a little bit sketchier just in terms of slide. But once you really start getting into it, 4 or 5 laps into it, you really shouldn't feel too much rear end slide, nor should you feel too much front end slide. It should be pretty neutral. A good tool too to use for this week is to go into your options, go into your controls, and make sure you have brake bias buttons set. That's going to be really, really important for everyone involved to have that and to kind of help you get through the corner. But other than that, I mean, it should be a pretty great week of racing. USA usually puts on a pretty good show. Passing here is sometimes difficult just because, it's such a long momentum-based track that by the time you get into the corners, it can be a little difficult. Um, so you just kind of have to watch that. Passing zones for sure, entry of corners and exits of corners, kind of the usual suspects. You dive it into the corner, get underneath someone, they have to give you the lane, and you can usually outrun them. Now, I will say after about 20, 30 laps of green flag run, if somebody gets to your inside, it's not a guaranteed that they're going to be able to pass you. You can kind of roll the top here. Specifically, 1 and 2 seems to roll a little bit better than 3 and 4 does, but I've seen it done on both ends. I've done it on both ends. It's just one of those deals where once the tires start to fade, the bottom side doesn't quite have the drive up off the corner that they need, so they have to wait a little bit longer on everything and you're able to clear them. So keep that in mind as you guys run this week. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. We really, really appreciate it. Join the Team 53 Discord if you are looking to get some short track setups or ARCA or truck series telemetry. Head over to our new friends at Overdrive Racing Oils and Lubricants and purchase some AMSOIL products from them. They are an independent AMSOIL representative, so definitely help them out. And we will see you guys in the next video.